Binary, God is queer, God is autistic. Let me unpack that for you.
No, you don't have to unpack that for me, because when you start your TikTok off by saying, God is autistic, I've already tuned you out, because you're not talking with your brain, bro. Like, I don't care how he's about to unpack that for me, we're just not gonna hear you out here, because you're not making any sense, okay? God is autistic? No. I think that's just you, bro.
God is non-binary because God is the author of gender. God is genderless and genderful. They are neither male nor female, and they are both. They refer to themselves both as male and female throughout the text, and yet theology would tell us that God does not have gender, so by definition, God is non-binary.
No, not really, because that term only started existing like 5 or 6 years ago, where what you just said, theology, has existed for thousands of years, so good try.
God is queer because, like gender, God is the author of all sexualities. All sexualities exist in God, and yet God is not explicitly sexual, and since asexuality is part of the LGBTQ spectrum, we can say God is queer.
No, you can't, because that's just not how that works.
And finally, God is autistic because autism is a divergence from typical neurology, and since no being in existence has a mind like the mind of God.
Okay, man. Alright, bro. You're just unhinged at this point. Talking about neurodivergence when it comes to God, like, you need to be stopped.
God is by definition neurodivergent, and as
No, not by definition. Also, you spelt neuro wrong. It's not how you spell neuro. I'm pretty sure there's an E in there.
an autistic person, I like to say God is autistic.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that makes more sense. I wonder if he's only making the claim that God is autistic so that he feels more represented when it comes to religious figures. Because when you actually think about it, there aren't that many religious figures that have autism. So maybe he's just trying to convince the people that autism is hip and epic by saying that God has autism or something like that. I don't know what he's going for. Maybe that's his 900 IQ strat.
God always identifies with and as the most marginalized people in society.
Not as, but okay.
Let's talk about body preferences. I've heard a lot of talk like, oh, I don't hate fat people, but I'm not attracted to them, and I don't want to date them. It's just my preference. Maybe, in an ideal circumstance, in a world that was forever body neutral, and did not demonize fat people.
What are you talking about, man? The world does not demonize fat people. Like, man, I don't even know what to tell you at this point. Do you even know what the word demonize means? Demonize means to portray something as wicked or threatening. Nobody is out there in society claiming that fat people are wicked or threatening. Like, you don't know what you're saying. The only fat people that I know that are, like, truly threatening are, like, Nikocado Avocado doing, like, a 10,000 calorie mukbang, running his local Taco Bell out of business by buying everything on the menu twice in one day. But other than that, I don't really think you have much for your claim.
That could be a preference, maybe. But is there really such a thing as preference in a society that exclusively demonizes?
Again, you do not know what that word means, so please stop using it. And yes, preference exists in society. What? In the same way that you prefer to wear a neon green beanie in your TikTok, I prefer to not date people that are over 600 pounds. I think that's fine.
Demonizes an option. Fat people are branded as disgusting, branded as something to be eliminated, unhygienic, lazy, XYZ, everything else.
Okay, so she's saying that fat people are branded as gross, and I just have to ask the question, like, by who? Who is doing that? Because when you say branded, I think of, like, a commercial. So, like, when Nike, you know, runs a commercial where LeBron is wearing Nike shoes and shooting hoops, Nike is branding themselves as a fitness/athletic brand. So using that logic, are you in a Nike commercial where, like, they're pointing at you, calling you gross and disgusting, and telling you to be eliminated? Which, by the way, can we talk about that word choice real quick? She said that fat people are branded to be eliminated. What does that even mean? Do you seriously think there's, like, I don't know, a group of hitmen or, like, the mafia/militia that seeks to eliminate fat people in society? Because if so, I think you might be schizophrenic or paranoid.
This is your daily reminder that nice guys should finish last. Niceness is a word for business transactions. Kindness is a word for human relationships. Kindness involves selflessness. an empathetic understanding of another person, and a
Oh my
compassionate...
god, bro, this is the definition of it's not that deep. Like, it really is not, bro. You're trying to, like, wordsmith this, trying to get into the nitty-gritty of which word means this and that. It's like, bro, stop. Also, she started that off by saying, this is your daily reminder. You're telling me she's doing this every single day? Like, come on now. When I think about stuff I do every day, going on TikTok, making a video differentiating the difference between nice guys and kind guys is not on that list, okay? On that list is probably like eating dinner, showering, brushing my teeth. That one is not on there though, so I don't know what to say.
Kindness involves selflessness, an empathetic understanding of another person, and a compassionate attitude to center another person. Niceness, on the other hand, is a superficial gesture, often with an aim to acquire something for yourself. So as opposed to kindness being grounded in selflessness, niceness is grounded in entitlement.
Alright, so you're gonna tell me that being nice to somebody means that I'm entitled? No, that does not make sense. I feel like the only context in which that logic makes sense is if I'm only being nice to people to get on Santa's nice list to get more presents for myself, but like even then, I don't even know. Like, it's a stretch. Like, I guess in the context of simping, it also makes sense. Like, if you're being nice to a girl only because you want to, like, I don't know, talk to her or like date her or something, I guess, like, but still, it seems like a stretch. Like, you can be nice to people without expecting something in return, you know? Like, that's just a fact. I feel like these TikTokers just look like way too deep into certain things that just don't need to be looked into that deeply type thing.
I see you. To the people who want to be mothers but have not had the opportunity,
I see you. Can I just make a gentle suggestion? I think that if you're going to make a video about motherhood and our shared and different experiences and try to cultivate this atmosphere of sisterhood and solidarity, and to only have, I think, 3 women of color and 20 white women as...
Bruh, okay. What does that have to do with the video at all? Like, you just looked at that video, decided, okay, that video is cool and all, but I've seen 20 white women, and that is too many. Like, bro, I was hardly even paying attention to that video, and it was like, something about, like, being a mother is one of the best things you can do, and that's kind of like all I took away from it. But apparently, you were so invested in this video that the message, apparently meant nothing to you, but rather the cast of characters should have used some, modification. Just use this same logic, but add it to a different circumstance, and you can understand how stupid the logic is. Like, if Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets were making a video trying to inspire the youth to play more basketball, you know, they were talking about how basketball is like a good sport, and how, like, you know, it's a good team-building activity or sport. That's all that I would take it as. I wouldn't be like, oh, wow, I'm watching this video trying to promote basketball among the youth, and everybody in the video is black. There needs to be more white people. Like, obviously, I would never, like, say that. That's so dumb, bro. And it just, like, sounds way worse when you say it like that, but in this context, it's just okay. Like, I don't know, man. It just seems weird, you know?
your representation, and to have no black or brown women in the video at all. It does almost the exact opposite of telling somebody that you see them, literally and figuratively. And I am in no way policing your content or telling you what you should and shouldn't make.
Except you are, because you literally said that there's a problem with the content by highlighting that the cast of characters wasn't quote-unquote diverse enough. So you kind of are, like, saying what you should and shouldn't do. Like, I get that you're not directly going to their house and stopping the filming of this video as it's happening and being like, cut, yeah, we need to make some changes here, but you are kind of implying that something needs to change.
I'm just making this suggestion that maybe in the future, if you wanted to do something like this, it might be a good idea to actually include everyone when that's the goal of the video.
Awesome, that's really nice of you. Thanks for your feedback, except nobody cares. Like, that's not going to be useful in any capacity, but thanks for sharing. I think that's a pretty good way to end this video, so of course, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a comment saying "can" if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll try to heart your comment. Big thanks to all my channel members, as always, you guys rock. Follow my social medias and join the Discord server, links are all down below, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.